Okay, now I'm just waiting for Zach. He's gonna be on here. What's up, G? How you doing? There he is. Uh, add as a moderator. Zach goes, "What do I do now?" I think you're just supposed to ask me. Go live with Zach. Here we go. He should be coming anytime now. Dun, 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 dun. You should be getting a thing. So we're just waiting to basically have a live. What's up, Zach?
What's up, bro?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
This is cool. This is dope. This is a new thing for me.
Is it? That's what happens when you're on YouTube for too long. But right, like it makes a crazy face. But amazing. So obviously, well, we're just gonna start. I'm already recording this on the school. So if anybody hasn't seen the school and they're watching this, please join because we're going to be answering a question that we had from one of our students. His name is Peter. Shout out to Peter. He was basically asking us, and that's essentially going to be the whole general conversation for this next half hour. It's essentially what would we do if we knew what we knew right now when we first started, and how would we do anything differently? So, if Zach, do you want to start or do you want me to start?
I think I can start right and get into it. Also, Deepak, I am Zach. Nice to meet you, brother.
What's up, Deepak? What's good, bro?
The second half of Pedro and Zach. I'm the end,
No, you're not. No, I'm the front, the end, the side, the caboose. No, I'm playing. That's good. But talk to school. Talk to school. Talk to school.
What's good, school? How you doing? How you doing, my school members?
Are you not on school with me right now, or no? Yeah, you gotta be on school, G. Yes, yes. We're answering this on school. Yes, 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 yes.
Your school as well?
No, I'm already recording it. You just gotta hop on the call. You just hop on the call. Yeah, but answer the question. I got a second answer while you do that first. Yeah. So everybody on school, I have a list actually, like a huge list of before we get into this. So the first thing that I want to talk about is I would pick one niche faster personally. Reason being is because there's so many situations where I had like so many different clients from different services all over the place, and I was just like, what the heck? What the heck's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I didn't understand where like all my money was going because of the fact that like I didn't necessarily niche down enough to one specific niche and then go wide. I literally started wide. It was real estate agents, it was accountants, it was event planners, it was all this, that, and the third. And then guess what happened? Then I basically had to like customize every single thing. I mean, even though I was making $20,000 a month every single month, but literally it's just like I had to make everything super customized, and then it was just literally like hell on earth because I was basically doing one thing for one person, one thing for the next, and I never really had like a system to develop. It was more so just like customized plans. So that's the first thing that I would recommend. If I were to pick one thing from the first things out of all the things that I have, is essentially pick a niche way faster, a more dedicated niche, and then once you actually start getting results, like then you get to 10 to 20K to 30K to 40K, then you can actually get wider. Does that make sense?
I agree. Honestly, when it comes down to it, yeah, I couldn't agree more. Picking a niche is very important. A lot of people have shiny object syndrome nowadays, and I had that a lot, guys. So basically, for me, I'll be honest, my big thing is focus. So genuinely, when it comes down to it, focus was the number one thing. So for me, it was so hard because I started my first business at 19. Now I'm 28, so I'm an old man. But back then,
and I'm 30. I'm 30.
You know, we up.
30. Let's go.
Have trouble with focus. So I started one business, tried for like 2 or 3 months, and then switch all the time because I always thought that the next business was the thing that's going to hit it big, right? I had the whole Shark Tank mentality. You guys know Shark Tank, great show, but terrible actual role models for business.
Shout out to Kevin O'Leary. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin O'Leary, he's cool, but he's also a snake. He's a shark.
He pops out. He pops out of nowhere. It's like, what the heck? What are you guys saying? Talking about me? I'm in New York City. In New York.
Feel great for him. The deal is great.
Right. That's true.
Sometimes to keep people like about royalties. It's very important. Royalties are great.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, what it comes down to is you must focus on one business for longer than you think you need to. That's what I realized. So whenever you switch a business, it's like starting a new marriage, right? You date a girl, you just start a new marriage, and the problem is that you're going to start from ground zero.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to build something long lasting and great if you keep switching. So my big issue was I always switch. I started like first it was dropshipping because everyone did dropshipping in 2017.
Yeah.
Then it was I did a Facebook ads agency before. Then I switched to Airbnb automation. Then I switched to YouTube automation. Then I switched to like I had just so many times. I'm like, if I just stuck to one thing, I'd be a millionaire by now. So just if I can tell you the one thing, bro, focus and just sticking to one thing is probably the hardest thing ever, bro. It's so hard.
No, I gotcha. Annie, and where are you from? Like, are you with the last name Els? It's giving Dutch. I'm not. If I got that right, oh my goodness, I can pick out a Dutchie anywhere in the world, man. Anyway, but
Deepak, I don't know. Can we put subtitles in here?
Nah, unfortunately, it's a live, so unfortunately not. No.
Okay.
Yeah, but as far as deciding a niche, more so than anything else is like we talk about in our school group. We have a whole system actually that we talk about. So if you want to join, obviously you can. You just have to come start and we can send you the link, or you can just basically go to the link in our bio. But that's besides the point. But the way that we describe more so to figuring out a niche is essentially just making sure like it's within your realm of scope first and foremost, and something that you're actually interested in. On top of like any details that Zach has, obviously, but like more so than anything else, like I had a huge amount of proprietary knowledge on real estate. Like I knew how real estate worked. I knew that basically it's like defeating the Pokemon Elite Five for them, pretty much, like with the title company and the loan officer and everything. And I actually genuinely enjoy real estate. Like that's an asset class that I actually want to get into, specifically commercial real estate. So therefore, it only made sense. The majority of all my clients, especially when I was running my agency, especially literally just like when I had 23 clients at one time, essentially just, going into real estate. So I figured, why not? So then that was literally like 50% of my business. And then everybody else was just a service-based business. But I stuck with real estate agents till the end, mainly because of the fact that I just knew about real estate so much. And I knew exactly what they were going through. So that's why that's a really easy way to figure out what your niche. Another thing that I would say as well in our course that I recommend reading this book called $1 Million Weekend. It's by Noah Kagan. It's a book essentially how to figure out what the heck your $1 million business is going to be in. One thing that you can do is you can literally go on Facebook today and then just figure out like make an ad on Meta Business Suite and then look up interests. Don't ever use interest on the Facebook ads. Please do not, for the love of God. Don't use them. But specifically look up an interest, how many people are searching on a consistent basis, the specific interest that you are actually trying to work in. So let's say, for example, real estate. If you happen to find in real estate that it's over 100 hits, over 1 million hits, then that means that you're going to make a business. That's $1 million business. And it's the same thing for beard oil. The beard oil example was given in the book, right? This is like, if 5 million people are searching beard oil and I literally like basically monopolize the market, I'm going to be a millionaire. So therefore you can make $1 million business. So that's basically a very short way. We have a whole ass system. I don't know if Zach wants to share it right now, but what happened? Oh, I think you froze. Yeah, I think you froze.
You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah, my bad. I was getting a call.
Annie, you're from South Africa. That's amazing. Do you know Afrikaans?
He's not from India.
Where are you from, Deepak? Or Red? He said to call him Red. But yes. Annie, I was close. Okay, really close. That's besides the point. So wait, are you doing anything on your phone because it pauses you on the live? I just want to say that.
Yeah, I was getting a call.
Yeah. Tell him put it on whatever. Anyway. No, I got you.
Basically, So basically, comes to a niche. What you really want to do is you want to make sure that your niche is a niche that can actually afford your services.
Also,
and
high yield.
And you also want a niche that is evergreen. So here's what I mean by that. So evergreen means that the niche is going to stay forever throughout the whole year. Yeah. So a big issue that we had, one of our clients, they wanted to do a roofing company, but the problem is they work with roofers. The roofers are up north, let's say in the up northern America, let's say like Idaho, place like that, it snows almost half of the year. So because of that, they can't get on the roof when it's snowing. So literally half of the year they make $0. So you never want to be in a business where you are predicated to any season, any time. You want to have it evergreen every single time of the year. They can sell and make money.
Yep.
So that's a big thing that you want to have on that end. And then, of course, you want to have the high yield. So you want to make sure that the money that you make for the business is way more than the money you charge. That's why they're paying you, right? So I really recommend to have a business that charges high ticket, which means at least $1,000 per transaction is going to be the high ticket yield section.
Yes.
So basically, that's really what you want to do. You want to make sure those two things are very, very good. Now,
yeah.
Niches, of course, there's tons of niches. Like, just to give you guys some examples, you can go into the home service niche, roofing. You can go into plumbing. You can go into solar and panels. You can go to lawyers. You can go to people, just anybody who's very high ticket, high yield. Very good. You want to avoid low ticket yield places, like let's say restaurants, very bad. Car detailers, very low quality. Hair salons, not really the best in my opinion. So you want to make sure they're very high quality, high ticket.
So another thing that I would have wished I learned beforehand was that I would have spent more time talking to business owners. Reason being is because like I literally just went balls to the wall, kind of like like basically starting with people that are already owning businesses for like 10 plus 20 years. And I basically didn't know how to talk to these people outside of my sales expertise, right? Because I did door-to-door sales. I wish in some capacity, like I went to like at least one or two business conventions so I could actually talk to actual business owners and understand where they're coming from more so than anything else. Because when I first started, I literally got into literally making an agency of my own via warm outreach. Right, it was like essentially like hitting up everybody that I knew, pretty much. It's like, and I have like a contact list of over 7,000 people. So I was just like, cool, I'll just hit up 100 people every single day, And then that, like, obviously like got killed in like 5 months. So then, therefore, after a little bit, like I had to literally take my due diligence and like revisit those people on a follow-up sort of situation, go out to lunch with them, go watch a movie with them, hang out with my friend, and then that leads me to another referral. So more so than anything else, that's also another thing. Spend more time talking to business owners, even if they're not your ICP, your ideal client profile. So that way you actually know how they operate, because business entrepreneurs, they're a different breed, bro. Like they're a different breed. They wake up early, get kicked in the face willingly, and then they wake up and do it again tomorrow. Like it's a different thing. If you could get the chance to give your 10-year younger self advice, what would it be? I currently work a 9 to 5, second-year business student, and I run a business. Okay. Do you want me to answer this first, or do you want to answer this first? So I'm seeing that on the Instagram live right now.
Okay, so you see,
Yeah.
see right now.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I'm on my laptop. 2 devices, sir. Hello. So
But I'll get to it.
it's like, yeah, just go get on your laptop next time you can. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I can go first. So at least to give myself a chance from like 10 years ago, I think it's a little bit more of what Zach alluded to earlier. It's essentially giving yourself the opportunity to basically like double down on something and focus. Because more so than anything else is like you could be like literally just like spreading your time so thin. But the problem is that like because you're spreading your time so thin, is that you can't dedicate the proper amount of time in order to develop a business if you want to. So first, you need to figure out a few ground rules, at least for me. Like, how much money does your business need to make in order to replace the money that you're making with your 9 to 5? Once you figure that out, then you're like, okay, how many clients do I need in order to get that money that I can replace my 9 to 5 so I can just work on my business? And then from there, you're like, okay, how much can I charge these specific clients on a consistent basis so I can have less clients on the back end that can pay for my lifestyle? And then that's how you create a lifestyle business. It's very simple. Like, it's not that big of a deal in the sense of more people think it's a lot more complicated and this, that, and the third. But I would also say, like, obviously, like, if you want to be a second-year business student, if you want to continue doing your degree, fantastic. Like, if you want to finish, that's great. More so than anything else, like, do your thing. But I would say, like, first replace your 9 to 5 with your business, and then keep the schooling, and then run your business as you should. If that would be the plan for me, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, for me, I pretty much agree, right? It comes down to it's like you want to situation. Yeah. So there's two ways you can take this, right? Some people like to just quit everything and just go balls to the wall and just really go into it. Other people like to have that cushion. I would say your 9 to 5 can be your first investor. That's what I always say. So your 9 to 5, you can use the money from your 9 to 5 to go invest into your business. And once it becomes a certain point where you scale fast enough, you can grow.
True.
Because for me, I started my 9 to 5. I was working as a cold calling gig, and I cold called after a cold calling job for my own business. So it's kind of funny, but basically for me, like I was able to close 2 or 3 clients literally during my lunch break.
That's the thing.
And then
That's a different way.
Springboard. It was able to springboard me to the next level. So
yeah.
I would say there's no reason why you can't get your first 3 clients with a job on the side. And then once your job, becomes once your side hustle becomes your main hustle.
Your main hustle. That's right. That's right. And obviously, like Zach and I are going to give multiple different responses, considering we're not the same person. I am very much the balls to the wall, burn the boats type of person. I will burn the boats till the end that I die. Because that's just who I am. Because that's what's worked for me. But mainly, it's just like you can also have a cushion. It's just depend on the type of person you are and how risk averse are you. Another thing that I want to say. Oh, you guys froze. Zach, I think you need to like put it on like do not disturb because you're freezing, brother. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're good now. And the next thing that I would say is I would post content as soon as possible. And I would post content documenting the whole process. Meaning, because like if you're basically at the let's just hypothetically, right? Like Annie in her situation, right? Like let's just say hypothetically, she's basically doing all the stuff. She's doing a business. She has, she's a student, blah, blah. This is like arguably that is a more interesting life than the average person who's working a 9 to 5 in a cubicle. So then guess what's going to happen? People are going to see your content. They're going to see your content on a consistent basis. And they're going to be like, dang, I actually really want this woman to win. Right? So if that's the case, then why are you not documenting your stuff? And that's not necessarily like a call out to everybody who hasn't made content yet, but it's more so just think in consideration. It's just like how many founder stories have we found in the past like 5 years based off of YouTube or TikTok or all these different stuff, and they're actually doing really well. Trust me, I was responsible for like 3 or 4 of them at this point. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is just that like if the earlier you can document, the better. And more so than anything else, even if you do not document altogether, like if you decide not to document and you decide to do content later, just at least get in the practice of getting in front of the camera, because that's literally the process that everybody like has the most problem with. They're like, oh my god, bro, I can talk, yeah, blah blah blah, and then they get in front of the camera and it's like they have a gun to their face. And I'm like, and everybody tells me they want to tell me, it's like, yo, bro, I'm good with the cameras, is that or whatever, and then I'm just like, oh yeah, say that again. Yeah, what's up? Yeah. Say it. Sorry, we have to do it. So yeah, what did you say? And then they'd be just like, "Oh, dude, I don't know what to say." And it's like, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is just like I would take into consideration getting into content as soon as possible. Oh, I have another question. If you had a normal a corporate job, what do you think your biggest weakness would be if I had to ask your boss? My biggest weakness? Well, let's answer this question. Well, answer the question. Wait, what was it? What was the question? Initial question? Hold on. Oh no. That was something else. She says, if you had to work a normal corporate job, what do you think your biggest weakness would be if I had to ask your boss? More personal. Yeah. Oh, it's just like a hypothetical. Like a hypothetical, yeah. If I had to work a corporate job, I'll be honest, like my biggest weakness is caring about the different because I don't want to talk about my business. That's right, same. Work on my thing on the side. They're like, okay, cool. Then no problem with that. Some bosses are cool with that, some bosses are not. But I'm just letting them know, look, I'm gonna do my work. I'm not lazy, but I will do the bare minimum. Like if I spend as much time as I can on my own stuff. My thing is I'm even worse. I will not even show up to the job like that. I feel like my biggest weakness is that I like if you think Zach doesn't care, I will not show up. I'd be like, yo, this is a waste of time. I gotta go. Because the first thing that I did was I went to door-to-door sales. After I got out of music, I went to door-to-door sales and I was building a business in that. And then from there, then I started my own business. right? So I was just like, I never worked for somebody else. I've never worked a day in my life for somebody else. So like, I hate it. I absolutely despise it. And then Red says, I'll block everyone I know while I start posting content. This Jen is so lazy that you become a clown for trying. Listen, bro, but that's the part of it, right? That's the whole point. You succeed just by clowning yourself online. Like we've been posting for the past 10 freaking I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We've been posting since March 1st, 10 videos at least every single day. Now we're getting into the process of posting 20 videos a day because we've actually seen a lot of we went viral on like the 19th day of posting. So my thing is just like, cool, I have to make 190 videos in order to actually go viral. Would you? I would. And that obviously set us up really great for the next 2 to 3 months with not only appointments, but on top of that, like people actually coming in and seeing the leverage that we have on the sense of authority because we actually know what the fuck we're talking about. So, but yeah, do you have? Oh, so let's do another one. Let's do another thing that you wish you would have done, that you know now that you would have done earlier. If that makes sense.
For me?
Yeah, sticking to the same question. Sticking to the same question.
Okay, so something that I wish I would have done if I wait. What's the question?
Something. This is from Peter. Peter Cyrus. What's up, Peter? I hope you're watching this. In the back end. Anyway, but it's more so. What would you do? What do you know now that you would have done earlier?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I could also say another one in the meantime while you think, because I wrote a list.
Genuinely, I would try to I would invest more in information faster.
Okay. What does
The
that mean?
reason why is because like there was a moment where I started my elaborate automation, which was a system like basically doing YouTube automation. And there was there's a point where it was like I could have actually had a situation where I could have had a mentor. I had the money for it. I just didn't want to spend it. I had the money to spend for a mentor, and like the mentor himself, he's very good now. I think he makes like 600 grand a month. Insane. Basically, like if I was in his like actual course and I had the one-to-one help with him, probably would have scaled much faster and probably would have helped me not only scale but also be more accountable in what I'm doing, right, with my systems, right? Because a lot of times when it comes down to it, it's not even about the knowledge; it's about the accountability and the community you have to keep you on the right path. Right. So I think for me, I would have invested in coaching faster.
Yeah, I don't sympathize with that sentiment because I spent a lot of money in coaching. Zach knows I spent a lot of money in coaching, especially in the past 2 years. So I agree though. Coaching literally takes you from step 1 to step 2 so quickly in comparison to just you doing it by yourself. How do I know this? Because trust me, I did it for 2 years before I actually got my first coach who actually taught me how to make content. Okay. So literally the reason why we're doing all this stuff is because I literally got a coach. I got a coach for content, I got a coach for business, I had coaches and mentors for other different things, and I still have them to this day. So the point is that like having a coach more so than anything else is stupid important, especially if you're trying to get anywhere ahead in life. Annie has another thing. I've been in sales over 10 years now, and I have to give if I have to give one more million grand client away to my boss, I will lose it.
I think that's
That's big brain. But no, I feel it. It's like literally it's like working for a bigger agency when you could just basically like start your own. Like all of our students in our school group are literally on the path to create 100K, like literally 6 figures in a year. Like one of our clients literally got one of our students got 2 clients in roughly 2 months. You know what I'm saying? So 2 weeks, sorry, 2 weeks. But Annie says, "Do you look frozen to you, or am I the one having the internet problem?" I don't know. I'm not. I'm fine now too. I'm not frozen. But anyway, everything's smooth on my side. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna say one more thing. And I think or maybe we could do 2 or 3 more things. Another thing is instead of just obviously investing in information, is that I would try. Like if I would have like what I know now, I would try to get around people already doing what I wanted to do instead of just trying to figure out everything, like in light of what I just said. Reason being, right, because my thing was because I'm very burn the boats more so than anything else. I was just like, oh, like I don't need partners, I don't need people, I can just do all this myself and do the solopreneur sort of situation, which is a very deadly thinking process. The reason why I say this is because more so than anything else, being a solopreneur, everything relies on you, right? But if you have a coach, if you have a partner, if you have a friend, if you have an investor, if you have somebody that's within your wheelhouse of knowledge or somebody that's genuinely trying to help you build your business overall, whether if you're paying them or they're just giving you advice based off of their own specific place where they are in their journey, then you're going to fast track everything. Not only with just mentors and coaches, but also with people that already have businesses. Like your service-based business as a marketing agency owner or a coaching business owner. Like you're basically providing a service to somebody else. So then therefore, why not get around other service-based businesses that are making 10x what you're making on a consistent basis, so that way you can learn from them what their processes are. Because if it works for them, it works for you.
Exactly.
Okay. And Red says I can still talk and chat, but the screen's still loading. Oh, dude, I think that might be your blah blah blah, the connection or whatever.
My connection?
No. I'm talking about Red. Yeah, I can see your last comment, Red. But yeah, do you have anything else? Like anything else you want to share specifically that you know now that you would have done if you would have known back then? This is Peter's question, bro. Our boy Peter, my doppelganger, my doppelganger.
One thing I would have one thing I wish I would have known is specifically you want to build a business that is not predicated on one platform. So what you want to do?
Very true. Very true.
Business that you actually. So the problem is like when I build these businesses, let's say the Airbnb company I built, it was great, but the thing is, all my traffic came from Airbnb. So if I got banned off Airbnb, it'll be empty. The YouTube channels I had, if I got banned and got demonetized, that's it. That's all your money's gone.
Yeah.
So you want to build a real business that's outside of every single online social media marketing platform that is something that you own. So for example, that's why I think building an email list is very important. So if you build an email list of your actual clients that you really are your ride or dies, they're going to stick with you forever. And even if you get banned off of YouTube, off of Instagram, off of TikTok, you'll still have your core audience.
Okay.
So the big thing is that this guy, I'm sure you guys know William Brown. He's a YouTuber who teaches people how to build their own coaching businesses. So he started his YouTube channel like 3 or 4 years ago, and he blew up like overnight, basically. He blew up super fast, and he had about 80,000 subscribers, and he was bringing in about 500,000 a month with no ads, just straight organic
content, which is insane.
Organic, exactly insane. And then boom, he got banned. That's it. He lost his whole entire YouTube channel, and everything was good. And he was like, "Dang, bro, what the heck happened?" And he was shocked, but he wasn't worried because he had Instagram that's feeding him traffic, and he had email lists that's feeding him traffic, and he had a list of clients he already had that he can talk to upsell for more business. So the thing is, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you have your business predicated on your own platform that you control. You don't want to have it based off of other places.
Yeah, it's I made a video about this recently. I think Zach also did a video about this recently as well. But for me, it's just like it's something that I actually learned from Alex Ramosi, right? Is essentially key man risk, right? So instead, William Brown, he made actually a really good point that key man risk doesn't only necessarily apply to the CEO. It can also apply to your systems, right? So more so than anything else, if you have key man risk in the sense of like you do all of your business based off of one specific platform, then you're basically shit out of luck, you know? So more so than anything else, this is like, that's why we have multiple different Instagrams. So if one goes to shit, then we have another one, and then we have another one, and then we have another one, and we also have our personals too. So it doesn't matter. Like there's always going to be more just in case. And we know how to grow them because it's been working well for this one. So more so than anything else, it's just like key man risk always applies to everything in your business more, and more than you think, actually. Another thing I would say that I wish I would have known prior to is that stop obsessing over logos, websites, branding, and looking official. Mainly because businesses, at least the people that you're servicing, they don't care. They don't care about what you look like. They don't care unless you're in the deep south. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing. I'm playing. But no, I'm just playing. Peter's gonna be like, "What the heck, yo?" Anyway, but specifically, they don't care. They don't care where you're from. They don't care what you look like. They don't care what your business looks like. They don't care what your office looks like. They don't care about your logo. They don't care about your YouTube banner. They don't care about anything. What they really care about is that, can you provide them results? Can you provide them results in a good manner within a quantifiable timeline, and do it consistently, so that way they have a large upside in comparison to like somebody who is basically trying to take their money and not actually do anything, which there are a lot. There are a lot of people. So I would say, and that would be like one of the last things that I would say. Maybe like don't obsess of like logos and websites and branding and looking official, this, that, and the third, because it doesn't matter. What your service matters. That's what it matters.
Mhm. That's facts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What do you think? Have anything to add? No.
I think you got it. I think that's pretty much it. I think that's good. I mean, a lot of people focus. I guess to just wrap this all in a bow, a lot of people focus mainly on what does it matter, right? They should only. One thing, of course, our boy Alex Mosley always says is like, if you're starting a business, the only thing you should be focusing on really at the beginning is marketing and sales.
Yep.
Because nobody knows that you exist and you're not making money. So what really comes down to is you must make sure people know you exist, which is marketing.
It's true.
You must make sure you can close people. That's
It's true.
literally it. If you focus on the superfluous things like, oh, like my logo, all this stuff, like, oh my God, nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
That's it.
And this will be the last thing I say, the actual last thing I say. One thing that, because I wrote a lot of stuff, so the last thing, which kind of goes in tandem with that, is out of all of this, that your offer should be as simple as heck. You like literally should be the simplest thing about your business. Like, how do you help? You basically help somebody get a definitive result, and that's it. That's basically your offer. Like, I can't say it any simpler than that. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you're just gonna have to join the program in order to do that. By the way, thank you everybody for coming. We're actually going to be off now. I really appreciate for everybody who put the comments. This is our first live together, which I'm really happy about. Anyway, so we're going to continue doing these every single weekday at 5 p.m. However, we're going to be answering questions and keeping the recordings on our school. And if you want to have access to them, you can obviously go to our school link, which is in the link in bio, or comment start, and you can basically join today. So that way we can help you get to your first 6 figures in less than a year. Anyway, this is me signing off. This is Zach signing off. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.
See you guys.
Okay, cool. And I need to stop recording this.